This next group I'm going to get into would be just generally people from my hometown, my peers that are in this group. Is like I'm trying to think of people that were like very much like about my age, very close to it, and we came from America's #1 TV hometown. We are like America's best place to live, like the original one. What has happened? What's been our interaction with peers? There is really, I can think of for specifically one other guy I went to my age that I went to elementary school with. Here's the situation. I reached out to him. I said, "What would you say have been the most major struggles in your life?" He said, "Battling, overcoming an assault, physical assault. I don't know any more details, and battling alcoholism." And then like a few minutes later, he's like, "Oh yeah, I've been homeless too." And I'm like, "You forgot?" He's gay. Been homeless. His parents we're not married. We're not together very much at all, ever. What a coincidence. I want to talk about boys we grew up on the street with. So Bill's right next door, about 2 door houses down for a while, was Nathan Tillotson. Nathan Tillotson, heterosexual, married, I think with kids. His dad was a cop, arrested my dad in 1997. We knew each other and everything before that. We were pretty good buds for a while. He went to the Navy and was homophobic towards me before I went homeless. I haven't found anything else since then. Derek would have been one I've never reached out to, but we were good buds. He was older, he's about 5-6 years older than me. I would really like to get in touch with Derek and Nathan Fry. That would be very interesting because we grew up on the same street. How we ended up under these parameters of everything we can and can't change, it would be very interesting. What I want to say here, I guess, at this point in the video is it's just very much like I get to see and have a lot of different types of communication with different types of people in the real world all of the time. People here, I could be just waiting on transfer for train. People here are not going to like look at me and immediately say, "That guy's homeless." It's just, it doesn't happen that often in like this kind of situation right here. It just doesn't. Just the overall interactions I have with people and the situation I'm in and their response to it is just, it's incredibly fascinating. So that's what I wanted to share this video. One person, I'm going to mention this name, JJ Kyle. Pretty sure JJ Kyle was gay. I'm pretty sure he was in a very precarious situation, probably, worse one than me at all times. Probably like first grade. I don't think his parents, he maybe only had a mother and low income, high risk for homelessness. Another person in America's #1 TV hometown. If he's still alive, I praise the Lord, hopefully he is. Russell Davis was, I don't think Russell is gay, I think he's straight. Russell was the first person I ever asked for help when I was still at the Greyhound station in Atlanta, finding out I was being homeless. I asked him for like $5 for like a drink, and my Cash App card was stolen. He could not help with the drink. He had already been homeless before. He lived in his car. He was only homeless for a brief period, and he's never been supportive. He's never interacted. He actually, it was a big disappointment because I remember him from second grade. We were pretty good buds. Played a lot of heads up, 7-up, kickball, and he should have just been like, you know what? He should have been a person that cared since he was homeless. He hasn't been. I would like to be in touch with Anderson Rowe, one of my good friends from like 1st, 2nd grade. Haven't been able to reach anybody in that family. His dad was mayor of Mount Airy, North Carolina. That could be a game changer. I love his mother. I don't know his older brother Locke very well, but that would be a family that's really important and key that I cannot find. What I can find is Sammy Salick. Sammy Salick and I, she comes from country club. I've never been homeless. Well, I think parents still married. She's married, maybe with kids. Very hard person to actually have compassion for me. I asked her for like a $1, $2 to help pay for coffee. She couldn't do it. Contrasting that with someone I met here. I'm going to talk about gay men here in Denver a little bit. Peyton Michael, I think is his last name, from Lakeland, Florida. Worked at Waffle House. I think he was homeless for a brief period, but he was always very housing insecure. He did like me when I first moved here. We were hanging out and we were buddies. I think that if I was to ask Peyton for $2 at 4 o'clock in the morning to pay for coffee, I think he would respond differently. I really do, even though he has less, just because we have more in common. His response would have been probably a lot better than Sammy. Sammy still hasn't had any, and I'm kind of looking at her as like, you kind of have to be a poster child for our generation in America's hometown. Number one, you have to be the one that tells people and changes. You've got to shift from like, you're this level of care to like this level of care. Because I remember Sammy Sally's mother, like, these people should have more heart. Another group of people from my hometown that do have more heart, one of them is living right here in Denver, the Johnson family. Mr. Johnson and he helped me get a job. He was one of the first people to send me money, and then when I got my pants dropped, he sent me money again. He was like, that's crazy. He's like a good example of good heart. He's also married, never been homeless. I think his parents are still together. With what we'll call Mrs. Johnson, his sister. I worked with her and my dad. She knows my dad. But thereby, she's harder to get any real, genuine, just care, just general messages of care and empathy come from her brother way more, like 10 times more than from her. She knows my dad. It's just, I don't think her and my dad were very close. It's just because she knows my dad, that's the difference. It's extremely crazy how that is.